Well, each year at Tulip Time, it is Orange City's good fortune and great pleasure to welcome thousands of visitors from near and far for their Tulip Festival.
Our very own Mark Brim is live at the 83rd Annual Tulip Festival in Orange City, Iowa, and we will be checking in with him all morning. Good morning there, Mark.
Good morning, Bailey. Good morning, Lexi. Indeed, we are out here. It is the 83rd Annual Tulip Festival happening in Orange City, Iowa. We've been here since bright and early this morning. Jenny Drogue with me, who helps put on the event, in charge of promoting the event. And since before daylight, people up and down the street working to get things going. What all goes into this event?
Yeah, that is a great question. So really planning happens all year long. We have a committee of about 10 people. That's our executive committee, and they are planning year long, making preparations for the festival. But come the week of the festival, town really explodes. People are out here already on Monday getting things prepped, getting bleachers and seating ready, getting all of the parks in tip-top shape. We have high schoolers that come out and help us for a service day. Really, it takes all hands. We're so grateful for the many crews in the city as well as the many volunteers who come together to not only make sure that town is ready to host all of our visitors, but then staff and volunteer the many activities that happen so people can enjoy them.
That is great, and there are so many activities. We're going to be talking about that coming up. Activities all day long, parades. It's the 83rd Annual Tulip Festival. Kicks off today, runs through Saturday, and we'll be talking more about that this morning. In the meantime, send it back to you guys in the studio.
Well, we started out with Mark at the Orange City at the 83rd Annual Tulip Festival, and now we are joined by Lori Kent at the Localoo Podcast, and she's going to be telling us about some of the history of the festival.
Yay!
So excited for this because I don't know
too.
too much about it. Like, I don't know a lot of the history behind it, but it always looks beautiful out there.
It's absolutely stunning. So Orange City itself was settled in 1869-1870 by some Dutch immigrants, but they weren't exactly coming directly from the Netherlands. They were coming from Pella, Iowa. So they just wanted somewhere that had a little bit more land, that was a little bit less expensive, so they could start their American dreams in the heartland. And so they settled the area, and I guess something that was really important to them was keeping their heritage alive. They're in a new place, but they're keeping their homeland really close to them, because a few generations later in 1933 they do a tulip show where where they start looking at these different tulips, and people are like, should we do a festival? Like,
yes.
Maybe we should do a festival. But it's kind of interesting because that's something you can't just do. You kind of have to plan it, and you have to plant it.
Yes.
So this is not a seed that you have to plant, it's a bulb. And so we have to order those bulbs, and they're gonna get them directly from the Netherlands. In 1935, a bunch of different clubs come together. The Lions Club, a Women's Club, a Gardens Club, a couple other ones, and they're like, let's buy 100,000 bulbs for 3 cents a piece from the Netherlands, which, I mean, it takes a village. A lot of people are going to have to chip in, because that's like $70,000 in today's money. So this is a big thing. And it's also kind of a dream, a hope. Like, if you plant it, they will bloom. You really hope that this festival is gonna be what they want it to be, a celebration of their tradition and their heritage. And so in 1936, the 3rd week of May, luckily they bloom. People come to the festival. People love the festival. So in 1937, it's going so well, they're electing a queen. In 1938, they're adding another day to the festival. And then in 1950, they add the 3rd day to the festival. They're like, okay, 3 days, we feel good about that. Let's leave that. And so then flash forward, it's been 88 years since the beginning of the Tulip Festival. And of course, there have been a couple pauses in the festival, wars, pandemics, things have prevented the festival from time to time, but it always comes back. It's a great way to celebrate traditional food, dress, there's great live music, parades, tulips, there's lots of tulips. And then of course there's like photo ops too, which is always kind of my thing. Like, I want to be able to look through my phone and see a picture and know exactly where I was. And this has plenty of things like that. You can go to Windmill Park, where they have windmills. They have this really huge clog, like a wooden clog, and you can like get inside of it and take a picture, so that's kind of fun. And then they have a huge mural, so there's lots of really fun photo ops where you can look back on these photos and be like, oh yeah, that was the year that we went to the Tulip Festival.
Wow, just so great and crazy to see how long it's been going on. Like that is such a long history of a great festival bringing, you know, probably so many communities together as well.
Definitely, like you don't have to be Dutch to enjoy this festival. Anybody can go, have a great time, immerse yourself in culture, and just have a blast.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And we're actually going to check in with you about a different historical marker a little bit later in the show, but we'll be right back after the break.